Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro here. It is a wonderful Wednesday afternoon, and I'm very excited for the information that I'm going to be sharing here with you. Today we're going to be beginning a series of episodes that have to do with a very important part of our lives, and that has to do with the subject of energy. So this series that I'm creating here for you, it's called Energy, how to stop leaking it and how to get more of it. And this is part of an audio program that I'm actually creating right now, and it's going to be available by the end of this week. And I'm going to divide the conversation that we're going to be having in this Facebook Lives to cover different chapters that we're going to be exploring. And today we're going to be beginning with exploring the subject of how energy affects your happiness, health, and success. And first and foremost, I'd like to let you know that this specific program that I'm creating is specifically designed for the Velvet Mastermind Club. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey Pedro, what is the Velvet Mastermind Club? What is the Velvet Mastermind Club? And I want to begin by sharing with you the vision of the club, and then sharing with you what you can expect to receive in the information that's going to be shared in the Velvet Mastermind Club platform. So primarily, the Velvet Mastermind Club is a personal growth and development platform which is being developed with a very clear vision to empower billions of souls universally to achieve success in all areas of their lives. So you can expect to see seminar style information that runs about 40-50 minutes, providing information that can really help you achieve success in all areas of your lives. And today we're going to be exploring the area of energy. Now, these Facebook Lives, I'm predominantly doing them on my Facebook personal page timeline. And I'm also going to be sharing this content with my personal development website, my personal development blog known as the alphasuccessnetwork.com, where I share shorter information. So I want to encourage you to follow the Velvet Mastermind Club. We are in all social media platforms. And I want to encourage you to follow the Alpha Success Network. We're also in all of the social media platforms. So the conversation that we're beginning today is titled How Energy Affects Your Level of Happiness, Your Level of Health, and Your Level of Success. So last week I was going through a process of actually, setting my goals for 1, 2, 5, and 10 years in every single area of my life. And as I was setting my goals and as I was reflecting on how I'm going to accomplish those goals, I began to discover different areas of my life that I have to really improve. And one area that was crystal clear to me was the area of energy. I realized immediately that if I want to create a high level of success in my life, I'm going to need abundant energy and vitality. If I'm going to create a high level of contribution in the world, I'm definitely going to need a lot of energy. If I'm going to make a major impact in the lives of other people, I'm definitely going to need a lot of energy. So I decided to devote the whole of this week to really delve into my inner world and discover some of the things that I'm doing to really help me take my energy to the next level. And the discoveries that I'm making are going to really empower you to make a difference in your life. So in the conversation that we're going to have here today, I'm going to talk about how energy affects you in the 3 areas: happiness, health, and success. And we're going to kick off the conversation by exploring the arena of happiness. Now, in the arena of happiness, I have discovered that there are 2 main areas that I am sure you will all agree contribute to us living a happy and fulfilling life. And the 2 areas that I have discovered are, number 1, the area of purpose, right? Living a life of purpose, living a life of meaning, living a life of contribution. That is the first area that definitely leads to one having a high level of happiness. The second area that leads to one having a high level of happiness is definitely the area of relationships. right? So if you are able to attract and develop and cultivate meaningful relationships in your life, then you are definitely going to experience a higher level of happiness in your life. So let us jump into the conversation and start talking about purpose and contribution. So when I look at my own life, right, and I'm definitely going to invite you to look at your own life. When I look at my own life and I start thinking about my vision, I start thinking about my life purpose, I start thinking about the reason that I'm here on this plane, and when I've become crystal clear on the reason why I'm on this plane, I realize that I am here to specifically make a major impact in the lives of other people. And therefore my vision is to empower billions of people worldwide to achieve a high level of success in their lives, which means that I'm going to be inspiring people, which means that I'm going to be motivating people. Well, if I'm going to be inspiring and motivating people, it's crystal clear to me that I definitely gotta have a high level of energy, right? My tank has got to be overflowing so that I can pour out into the world, right? So as a result, I want you to think about your own specific purpose, right? Maybe you're a teacher, right? Maybe you're a coach. Maybe you're a basketballer. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're an employee in a corporate setting. Maybe you're a mother. You have a very, very specific purpose that you are here to fulfill in this plane. Now, if you're here to fulfill this purpose in this plane, I am very, very sure that for you to actually do that at a very, very high level, you're definitely going to need a lot of energy, right? You're definitely going to need a lot of enthusiasm. You're definitely going to need a lot of optimism, right? So your energy, the energy that you're bringing into this sphere, into this space around you, is definitely going to impact your ability to live your purpose at a very, very high level. Now, as you're able to live your purpose at a very, very high level, it's going to be easier for you to experience a higher level of happiness, right? Because you're living a life of meaning, you're living a life of fulfillment, you're living a life of contribution, all of which specifically lead to one having a high level of happiness. As a result, it's easy to see immediately that your ability to create and generate energy in your system is definitely going to impact your level of happiness. And now I want us to jump onto the second area, which has to do with the area of relationships, right? The area of relationships. And in the area of relationships, there's two specific things that we want to be crystal clear on, right? If you're looking to get into any type of relationship, right, whether that relationship is intimate, right, or whether it is social, or whether it has to do with career, or whether it has to do with business, right, when you're looking to get into certain relationships in the world, the first thing that has to happen is that you have to attract those relationships, right? You have to attract those relationships. Now, I'm just going to get you to think about something here. Think about something here. What type of people are you attracted to, right? What type of people do you like to be around? What type of people do you like to hang around with? And the answer is obvious. You like to hang around people that have a high level of energy. You want to hang around people that have a lot of excitement, have a lot of joy, have a lot of happiness, right? You want to hang around people that are bringing the fire into your sphere. So if you are attracted to people that have a high level of energy, then it means that for other people to be attracted to you, you must definitely bring a high level of energy into the world. And the only way you bring a high level of energy into the world is if you find ways within your system to, number one, stop leaking energy, number two, conserve your energy, number three, enhance your energy. Once you discover these ideas that I'm going to be sharing here with you as it pertains to your energy, then you're going to develop something that is known as personal magnetism. Personal magnetism, right? And when you're magnetic, then it's easier and easier and easier for you to attract people into your life, right? It's easier for you to attract an intimate partner into your life. It's easier for you to attract social relationships into your life because you are coming into the world with a high level of energy, which is very, very, very attractive. This applies in the business setting, this applies in the career setting also, right? When you bring a high level of energy, other people will want to work with you. Other people will want to do business with you. And what's going to happen is that as you begin to develop meaningful and fulfilling relationships, then you're going to begin to experience a higher level of happiness, right? We have already observed that living a purpose-driven life and living a life filled with meaningful relationships is definitely key to happiness. And as a result, we can see that your ability to generate and increase the energy in your system is definitely going to impact your ability to create meaningful relationships, live on purpose, and as a result, achieve a higher level of happiness. So that is the first area where the amount of energy that you have in your system impacts your ability to live a happy life. The next area where energy really impacts you is in the arena of health. The arena of health. And in the arena of health, we are going to be actually exploring 4 specific areas. We're going to be exploring emotional health, we're going to be exploring mental health, we're going to be exploring spiritual health, and we are going to be exploring physical health. Physical health, right? Right off the bat, I want you to think about how you feel right now as you're watching this video, right? How did you feel when you got up in the morning? What is the tendency in terms of your energy patterns as the day progresses, right? I know for a reasonable fact that one thing that really contributes to my level of physical well-being is the amount of energy in my system, right? I have noticed that when I have a lot of energy in my system, my body feels really good. My body feels vital. My body feels strong. My body feels vibrant, right? And when I go back 12 years ago, I remember about 12 years ago, I used to always fall sick repeatedly. I used to fall sick about 3 times in a year. Now, I have not been sick for the past 10 years because I discovered a very simple secret. The secret that I discovered was this: when there is abundant energy and vitality in my body, my immune system definitely goes up. My immune system definitely goes up. And when my immune system goes up, it's almost impossible for me to fall sick. So I have immediately in my mind made the correlation that exists between my energy, right, and my immune system. I have immediately made the correlation that exists between my energy and my physical well-being. So nowadays I am a fanatic. I am fanatic for ensuring that my energy is always at a 10 out of 10. And if my energy ever dips to a 7 or an 8, I immediately begin to pay attention to what is happening around me that's causing this dip, right? So I want you to really understand that your physical well-being, right? How you feel about yourself physically, is directly related to the amount of energy that you're generating in your system, right? The amount of energy that you're generating in your system. As a result, when you increase the amount of energy that you have in your system, when you increase the energy that you have in your system, the stronger will be your immune system, the less you will feel sick, and the more you will just feel like really good when you're going out into the world. And you can see immediately right now that all of these things are related to one another, right? When you're feeling physically good, it's easier for you to attract and maintain relationships, right? When you're feeling physically good, it's easier for you to pursue your vision, pursue your purpose with a lot of what? With a lot of gusto, So the energy affects your physical health. And here is something that's super important. Your mental and your emotional health, right? Your mental and your emotional health. And what is mental health, Pedro? Mental health is very simply the type of thoughts that you harbor in your mind on a continuous basis, right? The type of thoughts that you harbor in your mind on a continuous basis. Are these thoughts positive, right? Are you thinking optimistic thoughts? Are you thinking uplifting thoughts? Are you confident? You know what I'm saying? Or are your thoughts more of depression, despondency, frustration, disappointment. Okay? This is what's happening, is that when you think positive thoughts, you have a high level of mental health. When you think negative thoughts, you have poor mental health. As a result, it's very, very important for you to pay attention to the type of thoughts that are playing themselves in your consciousness. So myself, I have noticed that when my energy is high, right? When my energy is high, I tend to think way more positive thoughts. When my energy is low, I notice that it's easier for me to think negative thoughts, right? So last night, for example, it was probably about 10 p.m. and I was thinking about some project that I'm working on. And I had a very, very exciting day. I had accomplished a lot. I went out into the beach. I walked out of the beach and then I came back home and my evening was winding. And as my evening was winding, right, my body began to, experience lower and lower energy. And as I was thinking about a certain project, I realized that I had a negative thought about the project. And therefore, I immediately can see that when my energy is low, my thinking patterns can actually turn for the negative. But because I'm familiar with this subject right now, I immediately noticed that change in my thinking patterns and I realized that I'm just tired. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to slip it off and then I'm going to think about the project tomorrow. So I want you to understand that the thoughts that you're thinking are directly related to the energy that you have in your system. The other area that I want you to pay close attention is to your emotional health, right? Your emotional health. Well, what is emotional health? Emotional health is the emotions that you tend to experience on a day-to-day basis, right? Are they positive emotions or are they negative emotions? Are they positive emotions or are they negative emotions, right? So when I wake up in the morning, I have a ritual whereby for the first 15-20 minutes, right, I do not do anything. I don't get up from my bed and I just lie down there and I just feel how I'm feeling, because I want to get in tune with the emotions that are playing themselves in my consciousness. And if my emotions are very, very positive at that time, then I'm very, very excited. I know there's nothing that I have to really do but continue on the positive thinking that I'm on. However, if my emotions are negative, I know that that is unhealthy, and therefore I have to do some things here and there to change my emotional temperature, right? Now, I have observed that. This is my observation. When my energy in my system is very, very high, I tend to have really good emotions, right? I'm excited, I'm thrilled, I'm fired up, I'm turned up. Before I actually came over here to do this live broadcast, I was out in the forest, I was walking out doing some pull-ups. I did some yoga right before I got here, so my emotional state is like just peaceful and balanced and excited. So I'm excited for the information that I'm sharing here with you. Now, the more that I can make sure that I'm feeling positive emotions, the more that I can ensure that I'm on the up and up emotionally, it is easier for me to actually pursue my purpose, one of which is sharing this type of information to you. The more I can maintain a high emotional state, the easier it is for me to attract the right relationships in my life, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's a business relationship, or whether it's a social relationship, right? And this definitely contributes to my level of happiness, my level of health, and my level of success. As a result, I'm definitely very conscious about ensuring that my energy stays up. So I want you to just take a moment right now and think about how you are feeling right now. Is your emotional state, are you feeling positive? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling fired up? You know what I'm saying? Are you envisioning the beautiful future that is ahead of you? Right? What are your vibes? What are your vibes? What are your vibes? What are your vibrations? Right? I want you to begin to become a little bit more conscious about this. Now, you will notice for yourself that if your emotional state is what I would consider to be negative, right, at this moment in time, you will also notice that your energy is actually very, very low. Your energy is actually very, very low. Therefore, you must do some very specific things to increase your energy. And throughout the duration of this series that I'm creating here, the Facebook Lives that I'm creating here on energy, you're going to begin to discover different ways that you can, number one, stop leaking energy. Number two, you can conserve energy. Number three, you can actually enhance your energy. So with that, we can see that the amount of energy in your system affects your emotional state, it affects your mental state, it affects your physical state. However, it also affects your spirituality. And what is spirituality, Pedro? Spirituality is very, very simple. It is your ability to connect to yourself, number one, and then connect to God or to the higher intelligence or to the higher life force, right? So I have observed myself that when I'm feeling very good, when my energy is very, very high, it is a lot easier for me to actually connect to myself. It's a lot easier for me to connect to my soul. It's a lot easier for me to connect to my spirit. And I have discovered in my life that my ability to connect to my spirit definitely impacts my ability to feel happy, right? My ability to feel fulfilled. And the next discovery that I made in my life was my ability to connect to God, to higher intelligence, to the universal life force. My ability to connect to God has brought me a significant amount of peace and harmony in my life and happiness. Therefore, I know that it's very, very important for me to stay connected to myself, and it's very, very important for me to stay connected to God. And I know that the amount of energy that I have in my system directly impacts my ability to connect to myself. So I want you to, I'm going to turn this conversation back to you and ask you, are you connected to yourself, right? Do you even know what it means to be connected to yourself? Do you feel like your actions come from your inner core, come from your inner being, right? Do you feel that you are centered? Because the more centered you are, the easier it is going to be for you to actually live your life on purpose, which is directly going to impact your level of happiness. Now, if you are not centered, right, if you do not feel that you're connected to your inner core, to your inner being, and you're not connected to God, you will also notice that the energy that is in your system tends to be a little bit low. It tends to be a little bit low. So I'm just pointing out different things that I want you to think about. I'm pointing out different things that I want you to think about. The objective of this conversation that we're having here together is to begin to expose you to different material, begin to expose you to different information that will definitely accelerate your own personal growth and development. So thus far, we have seen that the amount of energy that we have in our system affects our ability to live a life of purpose. The amount of energy that we have in our system affects our ability to create a higher level of contribution. The amount of energy that we have in our system affects our relationships, right? In terms of how we attract relationships and how we actually maintain those relationships. We have also observed how the energy that we have within our being affects our emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual state. Now, I want to talk about how the energy that you have in your system affects your career or affects your business if you are an entrepreneur, right? You see, if you are employed, right, if you're working for a company, right, and you want to progress up the ranks in that company, you want to get a promotion, you want to earn more money, what happens is that when you add more value to your employer, then usually your employer will recognize that value, and your employer will give you more opportunities for growth within the company. And with more opportunities for growth within the company, you're going to experience more financial success. However, in order to provide a lot of value to an employer, an employee must have a lot of ideas, and a lot of energy to actually execute those ideas. So I've just shared with you an example as it pertains to a career when one is employed, but this applies to entrepreneurs. This applies to business people. Myself as a business person, one of the most important things that I am paid to do on a day-to-day basis is to come up with very, very, very powerful ideas and implement those ideas. The Velvet Mastermind Club is an idea that I've come up with and I'm implementing it. The Alpha Success Network is an idea that I've come up with and I'm implementing it. But for me to implement these ideas at a high level, I definitely need a lot of energy. I need a lot of mental energy. I need a lot of physical energy. I need a lot of emotional energy. I need a lot of spiritual energy that will carry me over the obstacles that I'm definitely bound to experience on my journey. So I want you to think about your specific situation, right? If you are a business person or if you are employed within a company, what is your vision? What is your goal? What is it that you're actually trying to realize in your career, in your business, and also as it pertains to your finances? Once you're crystal clear about what it is that you're trying to realize, I want you to step back and realize that two things that are going to play a key role in helping you accomplish your specific goal is, number one, your ability to generate a lot of ideas. And number two, your ability to actually execute those ideas. And that is definitely going to depend on the amount of energy that you have. So we can say that the more energy that you have in your system, the easier it will be for you to pursue your dreams. The easier it will be for you to pursue your goals. The easier it will be for you to make a major impact in your company, in your business, and in the lives of other people. As a result, you can see the importance of energy. Now, if you are able to grow in your business, right? Okay, just hold on for a second. There is a noise that's coming in, and I don't want it to affect the video, so just give me a quick second. That is a lot better. That is a lot better. So, where were we? Your ability to create a high level of success in your career, in your business, is definitely going to impact your ability to be happy. Your ability to experience a high level of health, emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical, are definitely going to impact your ability to be happy. And finally, your ability to attract meaningful relationships, to maintain those relationships, as well as your ability to stay on purpose towards the fulfillment of your purpose, right? Sorry, your ability to stay on purpose towards the fulfillment of your vision, of your dream, are definitely going to play a significant role in your ability to be happy. So we can see that all of these things that we have spoken about, right? Happiness, health, and success all depend on the amount of energy that you have in your system, right? So now that we know the importance of energy, the next question that majority of people have is, hey, what can I do to actually enhance my level of energy? And that's a wonderful, wonderful question. Throughout the course of this week, the different Facebook Live videos that I'm going to be creating are going to be addressing quite a wide variety of subjects as it pertains to energy. And in the next Facebook Live that I'm going to create, I'm going to be talking about energy vampires. Energy vampires. Before we think about increasing our energy, we must discover why we're leaking our energy and how energy is being sucked away from us. So today is actually, what's the day today? This is Wednesday, June the 17th. And by Sunday, I would have done 3 Facebook Lives. I'm going to be sharing these videos specifically in the Velvet Mastermind platform. So that is on, we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, and we're definitely on YouTube. So I definitely encourage you to stay in touch with that platform to access the information that we're going to be sharing there as it pertains to this subject of energy. And as the week progresses, I am right now in the process of creating an audio program, and I called the audio program Energy, how to stop leaking it and how to get more of it. So if you're watching this video on YouTube in the week of June 15th, that audio program is not yet ready, but by the end of the week, that audio program is going to be ready, and you will be able to access it in the description section below. If you're watching this on YouTube, otherwise you can just go to my personal development growth website known as the alphasuccessnetwork.com, the alphasuccessnetwork.com, and over there you'll be able to access the audio program, which should be ready by the end of this week, the week of June 15th. So with that, I want you to just pay attention to your energy, right? Pay attention to your energy. The reason we're having this conversation is to actually get you to become more conscious about the energy that exists in your system, right? And once you're conscious about the energy that exists in your system, then you're going to begin to pay attention as your day progresses to find ways to reduce energy leaks and to find ways to enhance your energy, because now you know that your energy affects your health, it affects your success, and it affects your happiness. With that, I'm wishing you an amazing day. Stay tuned to the Facebook Lives that are coming through over the next few days, and I'm wishing you nothing but mad success, mad happiness, and mad health.